What is happening, guys? This is Jake with Fieldborn. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do your stealth strips on your Skeletor sticks, so stay tuned. All right, everyone. So the first step you're going to be is taking off your strap here. Suppose you could do it on there, make it a little bit harder, but just take this off. Get rid of that for now. On my other sticks too, I will let you know, just keep all these tiny little pieces. It's just little scraps. Keep those. You never know what you're going to need for them. And I've got these little pieces here. Sorry if you hear the dog in the background. These little pieces here though, I'll show you what I do with those shortly. So now I did take one of my sticks and I removed all these bolts and did it that way. That way it was just easier application of it all. I will tell you, it took a lot longer that way too. I'm not looking to get these things perfect, so I'm not too worried about it. So what I've kind of gathered here is just to butt it up to the bottom of your button here. Come in, fold it over, pinch it kind of like that. Give it a little crease in there. That way you know where to cut. Either a sharp razor knife. Mine is dull, so I've just been kind of opting for scissors here and there and using the razor knife when I can or need to. So you could do either. Scissors are not bad. Stuff's a little bit tough to cut. If you haven't worked with it yet, you'll notice that. Oh, also before I get started, these are the two different sizes. Oh, you guys can't see that too well. So you have a thicker, i.e. this side, and a thinner one. Thinner one's gonna be for the front of your sticks because it's smaller on the width, and then the thicker one's gonna be for the back of it. It's a little bit thicker, so. Or wider, I suppose, not thicker. But that's what those are. When you see them, when you buy them, you'll have it. Want to be thicker, want to be thinner. So I'm gonna kick out all the legs here. Just kind of helps you set it up and stuff. But anyways, cut that to that size there. Sorry, camera's a little goofy right now. Still working on that setup. But cut it to a good size here. Go ahead and peel this back. It's not like duct tape. If you get it stuck to itself, it's not too terrible on you. So, but just try not to do that. I try not to, obviously, try not to touch it too much. That way it doesn't get sticky. It has been doing this to me a lot, where it leaves some of the paper on there. That can be a pain a little bit. So, just try to get a good tear on it the first time around. You won't have to do that. Helps if you got a trash can right here like I do. Slide the trash can out. All right. So what I've been doing is just sticking it up close to the button here. Putting it on there. I'm not pressing it down yet. I'm just kind of laying it. And then just going to work it down the stick here. Try to keep it level on each side. That way it overhangs the bite there a little bit. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So I always look at the back side of it and see kind of if that overhang is about roughly the same on both sides. It looks decent enough for me. So then once you get it there, you just take it. I just slide my hand up and down the middle in between these two bolts that's down here. And then I'll take this edge, run it flat against there, fold that down, crease it, slide it all the way up under till I get just down to the feet here. Once I get down to the feet here, I'm gonna take my knife here. I'm gonna make a cut just above this foot right here. And then same on this side, and I'm gonna cut this down. And make sure that this doesn't get in the way of my feet folding out or anything like that. If you do it by taking off all the hardware, I will say, make sure you don't have any material that's sticking inside of here. Because if you have material that's down inside here where the bolt and these two washers go when you put the feet back on, it's not gonna fit. You have to retrim it. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So that's why I opted to just do it this way. It's not that much difficult. So I just make a small slice on the side here. I guess you guys can't see too well there. Make a small slice right there. Fold the extra material over. So now I'm kind of left with this little bit of flange right there, if you will. And I'll just cut down that side right there, just like that, okay? So. Now, you guys might be more pickier than I am. I'm not too picky when it comes to putting this on here. I'm not easy on equipment, so I know this stuff's gonna get beat up anyways in the field. So I'm not too worried about it at all, really. So again, on this bottom side, I'm just gonna make a cut from here over, right on top of this foot here, okay? And then make that slice like that. Take this, fold it in, make sure it's smooth all the way down. Now this piece is essentially done. Just gotta cut this tab off. Like I said, my knife is dull, so don't be like me. Do it with a new knife. You're gonna do it with a blade like that. If you got a little bit extra, you can take that and kind of just stuff it a little bit in there. Like I said, too much and it'll mess with that leg. All right, the next thing is you can either A, trim these bolts out. So you can either trim it out like, well, you can't see that. Trim the bolts out like this, or you can leave it covered up. That's completely up to you. Depends on how silent you want to get. If you want to be just as silent as possible, do that. Keep that covered up. You could even cut a little piece out, which I started to for this on the first stick I did. And I was like, man, this is way too time consuming. Not doing that. So for the sake of time, I don't want to make this video crazy long. I'm not going to do this on video, but you'll just take your knife, trim just right around the bolt head there on both of these sides, right? It's pretty simple. All right, so same for this. We got this piece here that we cut off earlier. You'll butt it up against there. Now, this one gets a little trickier. So what I do is I butt it up here, slide it down against that, make sure it's even on both sides here, and then I'm going to hit this button here and kind of just imprint the button. Now you can do this button, I did it 2 ways so far on my previous sticks. The first stick, I took it, I just went ahead and it kind of leaves an imprint when you press it. So I went ahead and just trimmed that out with my knife. The other one, I stuck to it like so. Found how long my stealth strip needed to be. It's about like right there. Fold it over like that. Cut it. Whoa, throw it. All right. And then just tear it. So you got a little piece left there. Like I said, this stuff is super durable, it feels like. I've never had a stealth strip anything. I've never put this stuff on anything, but I picked this up at the mobile saddle hunter expo up there in Ohio, and this stuff is super tough. It seems super sticky as well. I'm not too worried about it at all. So I'm pretty excited to run this on this. I even picked up 2 smaller rolls. I can throw in really whatever. I see the Hunting Public guys run this on just about everything, so I will probably end up being just like that and throwing it on whatever I can, just to make sure I'm not clinging around. That was my big thing of going to saddle hunting, was the climber's so clunky and loud. All right, so again, just lightly put it on there. Don't rip it off a couple times, you know, but lightly put it on. Kind of get a feel, make sure it's about as even get it as even as you want it on both sides. I mean, shoot, like I said, I don't really care if this thing is super level on both sides. I don't really care, as long as it silences these sticks. I don't really mind. That looks pretty decent to me though. Like I said, just butt it up to this button here, right? And then fold in all these corners up to the feet again. Same process as we did on the bottom side of the stick. Fold it up to these feet. You'll just work it into this groove that's underneath here, right? All the way down for both of these. I don't know if I showed that earlier. But you'll just work it inside this groove and just fold it over. And then I go until about right here, just before the feet. You'll see that. So then again, just before the feet, take it, you make an incision here, just above or just below, I suppose. And then same on the other side. Well, actually, these are a little different. So these fold upward. These fold in. So you could really just run it all the way up to it, and then just cut this little piece out that is going to interfere with these feet. So up to you, I guess, how you do that. So this one's not as important as this one, because this one's folding down into it. So just make sure where it's actually moving and stuff, it's not going to get stuck on there at all. But yeah, make this incision here. Cut that. Cut that. Well, that side kind of folded into itself. That's all right. Now just kind of push it all down a little bit. Just make sure it's all down, and then again, I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to trace up this side of the leg, or this side of the stick, and then trace up that side and get that little tab of stealth strip going off of there. Okay. Like I said, guys, be smarter than me. Use a sharp blade. My blade is dull as crap, so I'm more of a struggle busting it than you guys should be. But even with the dull blade, I mean, it's still not terrible. So once you get that in there, sorry if you guys can hear the dog outside barking. Hard telling what. She likes to bark at everything. So, and then again, now, like I was talking about the button or the screw heads earlier. Here's the big one for your feet. Just take your knife, run it around there. If you got a sharp blade, this won't be bad at all. But if you're like me and you got a dull knife, it's a little bit crappy. So just take it, run it around here, like so. And then peel it up with your knife over the button here. And just as you're peeling it up, you're kind of tearing it away where you cut to. So use your knife, like I said, dull knife. So. And then just kind of trim this away as you're pulling it. Guess that blade ain't good for much, is it? So you got that button cut out now. So that's exactly how you're going to do these screw heads. Like I said, I'm not going to do that on camera, just for the sake of time, but just cut around it. I'm not going to, you guys should be, I mean, do it exactly what I just did here, just on all the screws, right? So those little pieces, they're about done now. These little pieces I was telling you earlier about, so these just come from scraps, like the little scrap ends we cut off. I just kind of trim down. Don't make it too thick. You want them pretty thin like this. What we're gonna do with these is slide them down inside of, this little groove here where our feet hit inside of the stick. So where it makes that contact, just gonna put this little strip down in there. So it's my pinky width. You might need to grab something if you got bigger hands than me. I don't know, but it's about the width of my pinky. Well, if I can get this dang thing peeled off the back here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. You have a 5-minute video of me trying to peel this. All right. So what I've been doing is I check the fitment here, exactly where I want this to lay. So I just kind of push this in check and see where it hits. If it hits right in between this hole and this hole, right? Those two holes. Boop. So I'll put my finger here. I'm gonna grab this little piece, slide this down in the groove. All right, rub my pinky along it a couple times, make sure it's good and in there. So then you'll have that. This comes down, boop, meets it perfectly. And that's me slamming it in there. So this side doesn't have it right now. So see that? This side doesn't have it on there. Well, makes me a liar, I guess, huh? But, you know, look, maybe I'm just too good at putting this stuff on. But there is a little clink in there. Maybe this will do it. Oh wait, that goes up. I don't know. But there's a little clink in there if you're worried about it, which I don't know that it's a big enough deal for me to worry about, but I'm gonna do it anyways, just because it's just another small couple little pieces. Just a pain in the butt trying to peel these little guys off. But, yeah, it's just another little small piece that, hey, if you're trying to make your stuff silenced, you might want to silence it as much as possible, you know. So in between those two, peel that back out of there, push this down in there, slide your pinky up and down it, and then boop, closes right on there. All right. So we're gonna do the same thing with this side, except where these come in, this little piece right here butts up against the stick. So when you open it up, you can see down in there where it touches. So I figured, what the heck, let's do it on both sides. Might as well, right? I don't know that this side makes as much noise, but whatever. But this one, it goes in right behind where this kind of tree piece goes in there. I don't know the technical terms, so don't beat me up too bad. This one's a little bit tougher to get in there, just because there's a lot going on up here. Gets stuck to your finger and stuff, but just kind of get that up in there and your finger down it. And when you close it, it closes right there on top of that stealth strip inside there. Like I said, is it necessary? Probably not. Is it going to make that much of a difference? Probably not. It definitely won't make you shoot your bow better, I promise. All right. Okay. Put this in there, excuse me. I was just, I looked up a video on this stuff. I couldn't find something that was like in grave detail of everything, so I just kind of winged it. Like I said, I took one of them apart with all the stuff off of it, and then other ones I did not do that on. So if you care a lot and you want it to look at the absolute best, which I'll show you the stick. I did take all the bolts. Well, I lied to you. I took the top half, so I took the top half off, not the bottom half, because I was like, screw it, it's too much work for me right now. But I will say, whenever I was screwing these screws back in, from the torque of me screwing them in, it kind of wadded this stuff up. So be careful when you are doing that. But I ended up taking both of these feet and this foot off, and just made this a lot cleaner. I mean, you can see the difference. But is that really a worry to you? I don't know. If it is a worry to you, then do so. If not, then don't do it. I don't know what to tell you. So I'll put that stick there. Move on to the back though. Like I said, the back pieces, they are wider, thicker, whatever, wider, because that back's a little wider. So instead of cutting this one in two like we did on the other side, I just go ahead and lay this entire thing down. I butt it up to these screws, so I don't take it past these screws. I don't think that little section up there is gonna be too much of a problem, but if it is, then I guess it'll bite me in the butt later, huh? But take this down, put it in there, and I'll flip that around for you so you can see it. So I'll lay it against the bottom of the bolt heads down there, take it up here, fold it in half. Once it's folded, take my knife or my scissors. Like I said, this part I just kind of recommend the scissors there. And I used a knife a little bit ago, but scissors are a little bit better, easier, cleaner, especially if you're like me and you got a dull knife. Cut it. If you care to make the strata, I don't know, stay like right side up, whatever. I don't care that much. These things are going to get beat up here very shortly. So, just over a week left before season starts here in Kentucky, so pretty excited. Gotta get all this stuff ready, man. It's coming quick. See, I left some of that tape on there, or some of that paper on there. It happens just about every stick, I'd say. If you're careful, I think you could get by without doing it at all, but I'm just trying to get this done. But like I said, you guys can see that. I'm gonna butt this up against these little screws here. Ooh. I like to press it. I know earlier I said don't like put it all the way on, but I like to press it in the middle just to make it firm there. And then run it up the stick here. I don't really press it anywhere else. That's where that bolt head's at. To a light. Check the back side. It's got enough overhang for me, so go ahead. And the one thing you gotta really worry about on the back side here is getting this groove down the middle. You got that bolt in the middle there. So this groove here, what I've been doing, like I said, I don't care if it's a little wrinkly, I don't care if it's a little ugly, as long as it makes it stick silent. So go ahead and take your fingers, run it down the edge, fold it over that, just get it down in there. Ideally, you want to make it equal on both sides. Mine have not been coming out like that every time. Like I said, I don't really care that much. As long as it makes the stick silent, that's my goal. As long as it stays on there for a good little bit and makes this quiet for me. All right, I think we got all that. So, and then again, I'm not going to show it. There's no reason to watch you guys watch me fight with a dull knife blade trying to freaking cut around these bolt heads. But on the backs, I just stopped short of this. I don't think this is going to be a problem. If you are worried about that, take it all the way up. If you're not going to trim out the bolt heads, then definitely take it all the way up. If you are going to trim out the bolt heads, I would just stop short of it. And then if you want, cut a little piece here and whatever, you're good to go then. Just like all the other ones I was telling you about, this bolt head here, just take your knife, cut a circle around it, kind of peel it up with the edge of the knife, and you're good to go. But that is how I am putting my stealth strips on my Skeletors. So if you guys have any questions or whatever, just ask. I mean, like I said, it looks like I missed a little piece here, but I got that extra stuff, so I guess I could have done a lot better job there, huh? On that edge, but whatever. I will just put a little piece over it. It's not a big deal. But that's that. So I'll be coming out with some more videos here. Got a lot of stuff I want to review and things like that. But that is the stealth strips on the Skeletors. So appreciate it. Have a good one.